all the people, the fans following him everywhere in New York City, and I was like, wow, what the hell? And so you have so many good memories, right? I think the best one has to be, so we've done this big one-on-one interview back in last July in Las Vegas, and that was the first time after 2 years. Can you believe it? The first time I was having him one-on-one, for like 40-45 minutes, and so that was just amazing. And he was at the time, he had this his blood clot, so his shoulder injury back in February. So I had this big news, or he was telling me, "Hey, I'm finally healthy. I'm finally back to playing basketball." We talked about so much. We talked about his off season, him going to China, right, to train with the monks, and just a beautiful and deep and very interesting conversation. And one other memory that comes to my mind right away, I think it's the worst memory ever, but yeah, it's when we heard about the blood clot, right? So I remember we were in Austin, Texas, just after the All-Star break. And so the Spurs were playing 2 games in Austin on that date. And I just remember, like, the Spurs, like, telling me, I remember everything, telling me about the injury and the seriousness of it, and I thought, like, holy shit, maybe that's the end for me, that's the end of my career here, at least in San Antonio. Maybe it's the end for him, I'm so sad for him. That was a very, very dark day, I'm telling you. And so I'm just happy now that he was able to come back and be healthy again, because on that day, that was obviously maybe the end for him, but for me, everything I've done, I sacrificed to move to San Antonio and to do everything. Mm-hmm. So that was a bad day. So yeah,
could have been a bad day for French basketball as a whole.
Oh my God, yeah, and especially for him.
What was the like post like in France when that story dropped? Like, I know you were like holding your breath, but was France pretty much holding their breath too when that whole thing?
Same thing. Yeah. Right away, they asked me to be on the French TV and to try to explain what happened. And I think it was more about, like, how do you say it in English? Uncertainty. How do you say it?
Uncertainty.
Thank you. Yeah. Like, we were all like, we don't know. Like, we really don't know. The Spurs, obviously, the way they do things, like, they don't say much. Wemby never said anything about what happened exactly with that blood clot. So we were just like, we don't know. And, even his agents, I was on the phone with them and talking to them in the next days and weeks. And to this day, we just still don't know what happened exactly, So yeah, back in February, everybody in France was just wondering what was going to happen to him, and yeah, we were just all like scared. And so yeah, finally to be able to see him coming back, it was just a great news and a great relief for everybody.
For French fans, for American audiences to understand, Americans, I think, are way quicker to create hysteria or to allow information or anything on social media to snowball and tailspin into something way bigger than it should be.
100%.
Does the French fans, audience, just even the media, is that something that happens there as well, or do some things get lost in translation too? Because I know even though a lot of people speak English, there's still things that get lost in translation there, and people could wildly perceive something that might be a joke here in America, or vice versa, something that might be a joke in French as, being bad in English.
No, it's true. About Wemby, you asking, or in general, just?
Probably like Wemby, I guess, focus, because I think people are like either with the blood clots or like anything that's around him, have people like as like the fans, but like, going into conspiracy theories, or like, well, how do they interpret things versus how like maybe the American fans would?
It's a great question, and I feel like like you said, we always try to take a step back and think about it and about what happened and everything. I just feel like for Wemby, and like I said at the beginning, now is that big of a star. That's the hype is incredible. So social media and everything. So now I think it's really like you guys can see what happened in the US with every stars in basketball. It's the same thing with Wemby, basically now. Like it's kind of the same thing. The funny thing is like he's that big of a star, so everything he does, everything he doesn't do, creates headlines, right? And it's funny to see, especially me as a reporter, people, readers reaching out to me. There's a lot of people, basically, most of them saying he's amazing, he's French, we are so proud of him. But there's a bunch of people in France, I'm telling you, who are still like, this guy has done nothing in basketball. Like, what is this hype coming from? Like, why? He hasn't won anything. It's a big thing that comes back every time. I don't know. I think it's part of the star system, right? Because Wemby is already huge. At the same time, it's part of the French culture again, the criticism and being like, hey, don't do too much. Don't be that big of a star yet. So I don't know. But yeah, there is still it's funny to see and to watch that because there's a lot of people criticizing him.
So there's French haters. There's haters in France.